Welcome to Broker's Boost. This is the show where ambitious mortgage agents like yourself learn the secrets of unlocking success in the dynamic world of mortgages. I'm your host, Calvin Keir, and I'm the Executive Vice President of Get a Better Mortgage. We're one of Canada's largest and highest volume brokerages with close to 200 agents and growing across this great nation. Whether you're just starting out or looking to take your business to the next level, Broker's Boost is your go-to resource for expert advice and inspiration. So grab your favorite beverage, get comfortable, and let's dive into the world of mortgage success together. This is Broker's Boost, and I'm thrilled to have you along for the ride. Thanks for tuning in to Broker's Boost. Today we're going to review documents that have been uploaded by your prospects. Thanks for tuning in today. Today we're going to review the documents that Jane and Joe Tester have uploaded. As you'll remember from your last episodes, these are fictitious customers, but an opportunity for you to understand how a client will fill in their application. Following the application, Velocity will automatically send them an email based on your SMART conditions and groups and ask for documents. And they have done so in this case, and client has uploaded the documents. Now, typically, we're going to look for three types of documents today to support our story with a lender. And again, every lender is a little bit different. So there's no hard, fast rule, I need this document or that document, because every lender may be a little bit different. Now, you could ask for a whole gambit of documents that may be over cumbersome for your client, and they may not go through the process because it becomes a little bit too much. So we want to get not the bare minimum, but we want to get where most people are asking, or most lenders are asking, for a certain number of documents, or certain ones in particular. And we'll talk about those briefly today, and we'll go into more depth on those in future videos. So let's dive right into it. So we go down to the conditions and documents area, and as you'll notice, the documents that we requested are all there, and by a little green paper clip here, we'll see that the client has actually already uploaded them. So some of them they haven't. Why? Because in most cases we've asked for double, or in this particular case, these documents aren't required in Ontario, and so your client didn't need to do that. So we're going to go ahead and remove those ones. As most of you know, we're a national firm, and so in some cases, a property disclosure statement, for example, that'd be something we would ask for in British Columbia, but not in Ontario. So I'm going to remove that, and this is more of a typical. They've uploaded the agreement of purchase and sale. Only one copy is required, so I'm going to delete the other request. And that way, then the client knows that we've already got it, and we are suffice. And let's get rid of that second MLS. So now everyone here has a checkbox, or at least a paper clip. You'll notice, however, we've got income documents, property documents, but we do not have financial documents. So we're still going to need something from our client. We're going to go ahead and ask for that today, and we'll show you how to do that, and also how to upload it and be able to review it. Okay, so T4s. What does a T4 look like? This is a sample T4, obviously fictitious customer. Therefore, I can only show you what this will look like. And there's a T4. In most cases, we're looking for line 14 of the T4 to show us what the income is. And in most cases, we're looking for a 2-year average. In this particular case for Jane, Jane's a teacher. And as you'll note, Jane, has the same salary every year. Therefore, chances are we don't really need a T4. Jane told me that her salary was $91,750. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt and say that I received 2 of them, and both of them are the same. All right. I know you don't see that right now, but I'm asking you to follow along as if this was a real situation. So 2022 equals 91,750. Now we know in most cases everybody gets a little bit of a raise each year, and in this particular case, because Jane is fictitious, Jane did not. So therefore, we look at the two together, they're identical, and one's not greater than the other. Therefore, the average is 91,750. $91,750. So when we get to our lender notes, we can say I've confirmed income, 2 years average, 2 separate T4s, both of them identical. 91,750 would be their average income, and I could verify the income with my lenders there. We'll go deeper into that on future videos, but ideally I just wanted to show you that. Letter of employment. What does a letter of employment look like? A letter of employment is not a job offer. A letter of employment is dated within 30 days. It's an employment verification. It'd be dated, within 30 days of today. It'd be, who it's addressed to, and their addressing, that I can confirm that this person has been employed here at Camera Tech since 2005. We want to know how long they've been employed there and what their role is, and is currently the head account manager. The position entails seeking out buyers, blah, 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 blah. It is a full-time position and earns a yearly salary of $75,000 plus bonuses and has no disciplinary record. I hope this is sufficient information, but if it's not, please contact me, and there's a phone number. There's who would sign it. Now we know that, in this particular case, Jane's a teacher, but I wanted to show you what a typical letter would look like. This is a fictitious letter. This isn't one that I've used. I pulled it off the internet. But know this, chances are, whoever the underwriter is at the bank, they're going to Google this person. They're going to look him up in LinkedIn. They're going to make sure that they have that role. They're going to confirm the email address. They're also going to confirm the phone number, and it's very likely that they're going to call. So know that, and nothing wrong with you doing the same thing, because you want to know more than your lender. We'll get more into that in future episodes as well. All right, so that's what a letter of employment looks like. In a particular Jane's case, we'll just say letter says 9175. So again, I'm confirming their income, and I'm leaving myself notes here, so it saves me looking at the letter again. And I can just open up in here. When I look there, I go, oh, there's the income, 9175. That's great. Open this one. Oh, 9175. It's safe to say that when I tell my lender, I've confirmed their income T4 general or T4's 2-year average is 9175. I looked at the letter of employment, also confirms 9175. And because Jane has a child or dependent, I've asked for a T1 general. Why? Because I want to know what does she receive for a T1 general. Now, this is an older T1 general, but in most cases, they're very, very similar. And this is a sample again. This is where we look at a T1 general, and it's going to give us lots of information. If they're self-employed, we're going to see the self-employed area. We're also going to realize what their deductions are. And so when we look at this, we can allow income out of the T1 general, and we'll get deeper into that in a future video. But ideally, I want to point out, when we look at this, and you'll see there is income for universal childcare, that's going to be in here. All right, that's one way of checking it, is a T1 general. The other area where we can check income is basically 90 days bank statements showing the money coming in each month from the government, along with a statement from the government showing that she's entitled to the CCB. All right, so that's what a T1 general looks like. You're going to hear us talk about line 150 a lot when we're looking to calculate out somebody's income, especially if they're business for self. Know this, generally speaking, line 150 is perfect, but there's going to be some things we're going to want to deduct off of that, and we'll get to that in a future episode as well. All right, so that's what a T1 general looks like, or at least the page of it anyways. Last thing we're going to look at is Paystub. By the way, I would have identified what the CCB was here, and to be confirmed when I look up top. And again, this is a fictitious area, but this is myself leaving myself some notes. Paystub, again, fictitious. We're going to look at what a Paystub has, and I want to identify. I'm just going to blow that up a little bit bigger. It's going to have the company name and address, employee name, when the pay period is, when it ends, what their salary is, what their hours are, how they earn it, is there overtime, is there bonuses, and all that sort of good stuff. Obviously, for a school teacher, it would look a little bit different than this, but this kind of gives you an idea of what it is. The other thing is you're going to be able to look at their year-to-date net salary and also their gross salary. Somewhere in here is going to be gross. This is probably one that has come off of It did come off the internet, but we're going to want to see their gross incomes yearly. So that you'll see that in a Canadian statement. And that'll allow you to calculate out from today, what are they on pace for? And ideally in Jane's case, we want to make sure that she's on pace for 91,750. 91,750. So I'm going to go ahead and say, yes, that pay stub tells me she's on pace for 91,750. And I think you're getting the point here is my job right now is to figure out income. All right, so now Joe. So then Joe, we look at him, again, same documents, right? Ideally the same document. We're gonna look at that and go, okay, his salary needs to be 225. His pay stub confirms it, and that pay stub is dated within the last 30 days. When we look at his letter of employment, same thing as Jane's. It is the same document. And ideally, we just want to make sure that he's making 225, and that's what the letter says. And it's confirmed. Again, we're going to Google the client. We're going to Google the employer and just make sure that everything is perfect in that case, because that's a document that is, in most cases, relied upon a copy of. We can't go get bank statement. We can go get bank statements from a bank. Eventually, again, we'll be able to get tax documents from government, but letters of employment, that makes it a lot more difficult and can be, in some cases, the easiest to make duplicate and changes to. T4s, I think we talked about that as well. So again, just like Jane, we're going to put down income 225,000 and 2023. And again, you'd never see this like this. Because typically they're going to be different each year, but I'm going to do this in this particular case. And in Joe's case, you'll note that he was receiving a bonus. And so if 2022 was higher than 2023, we would use the lower, so the lower number. And if 2022 is lower than 2023, we get to use an average. And we'll go into that a little bit further in another video, but I want you to get an idea of how we do it, at least to get started, okay? We're gonna be able to take this application to our 10 o'clock calls, our Zoom calls. We do them every day, Monday to Friday, and you'll be able to take this. All your documents are here. You'll be able to provide it to one of the underwriters, and they'll be able to review the document for you. All right. The other thing we need to look at is the property. So we know the property, we have an APS. And what is an APS? The APS is the purchase agreement. As you'll see, I've basically crossed one out. What's important is we're looking for the selling price. We're looking to make sure that it's signed by both parties. We're going to see how much money is the down payment. We're going to look at any conditions. Is there a condition of finance? If there is, we can go ahead and put in here our conditions. And our condition, let's just say, is for the end of the week. And now we know we've got a condition, and that's going to show up in your calendar. And we talked about that when we did our setup, if you remember. So there's a condition of finance. We have until March the 8th to get them some financing approved and be able to get back to them. But you're going to confirm the price and anything else within the document, including conditions as well. Your lenders are going to want a copy of this. As well as that, your lender is going to be looking for a copy of the MLS. Again, fictitious property. So I've pulled this one up. This is a little bit of an older one I found on the internet. But here's what we're looking for here. Among a number of things, but high level, I'm looking to see, what type of property is it? And in this particular case, we know that it's actually a condo. We can see it's a condo corporation, and therefore chances are there's going to be condo fees. And you can see that down in here, maintenance fees. So we know we need to add condo fees to our line of application. The other thing we need to do is add taxes. And the taxes are $24.05. I'll use these numbers just for the application process today, but those are a couple of things that you're looking for. The other thing is when you're talking to your lenders, you get an opportunity to be able to send them an MLS. If the property is in question, you'll send it to them and say, hey, is this a property that you're willing to do? Especially if there's any questions upon it. Generally in Toronto principal or larger cities, most properties are fairly easily done, but in some cases they may have some restrictions. They may not like the fact that this condo may owe a bunch of money for you know, some new repairs that need to be done and they don't have enough money saved up. So there's lots of things that you kind of still need to confirm. But ultimately, in most cases, the MLS is going to tell us those things as well. All right, so let's go ahead and input those numbers in there. We know we've got the MLS. So let's go into the subject property details. And we're going to go ahead and go, okay, it's going to be owner occupied. The purpose is primary residence. In this particular case, I'll go ahead and use this just so we know. And the property address is 70 Distillery Lane, 3608. 3608. Go back in here and go 3608 here. 3608 70 Distillery. Distillery. I might have a extra L in there. Lane. And I'm going to go ahead and see if it will pull up for me. Let's pull this up. Just go 70 Distillery. There we go. 70 Distillery. And then we're going to look for the unit number. Now I see how they do this. I'm going to put down the unit number here. And it's 3608. And now I'm going to go ahead and validate. And it's going to validate under my own name. This does cost me to do this, but the upside is I don't have to copy the MLS. It's going to have all that information and it's going to pull over. As you can see, it found it. Great. You can go ahead, if you prefer, take the MLS and type it all out. But this is one that'll allow me to save some time. So this will actually pull it up. And let's look at the property. It's actually going to even tell me probably 1,000. Will it give me the taxes? No, it didn't, but that's okay. Construction type, it's existing. Tenure is condo, 1,000 square feet. Lot size is 0. Heating is other. Usage, a single family. Number of units is 1. Dwelling style is other. Built in 2013. Garage size is none. Garage type none. Annual taxes. So according to that MLS that I had, is 2405.39. Watch what happens here. You're going to see that this number will change slightly because now I've added some taxes. Okay. Now that was 2018. I'm going to say it was 2022. Just because. And you do want the most current tax year. Paid by the borrower. Condo fees. We talked about the condo fees. So 446, that's what the MLS said it was. And again, you're going to watch your ratios go up because now we've started to add some costs. And does the condo pay for heat or does the client have to pay for heat? And those are things that would say it on the MLS. I'm going to allow in here $100. I allow 100. Some people allow 50. Some people add $1 a square foot. Every lender is a little bit different, and I use 100 when I'm underwriting files. All right. And there we go. That's it. That's what I'm going to worry about from that point of view. So now I know that at least I've used the MLS the way it's supposed to be. Back to conditions and documents. As I mentioned, so we've got property, we have income, and the last one is down payment, financial. And in this particular case, we didn't ask for it because the client didn't identify that they were putting any money down when they filled in the application. So now we could have done this earlier, but I'm going to go ahead and do it now. I'm going to upload a condition. So the condition that I'm looking for is I go and again, I'm click here. I went up, add a condition, and I'm going to go to the condition. I'm going to go to down payment, and I'm going to go bank statements. Please send 90 days worth of bank statements showing your down payment. There we go. And again, my typing skills, normally I would do it by voice, but I can't use Zoom and voice at the same time. And there we go. So now that's there. And you'll see that that is the only box in here that does not have a green paperclip. So what I'm able to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on that. I'm going to go to actions and I'm going to say request documents for conditions. I'm going to send this email to my client and ask for them. I can click on the plus sign. That's going to add the clients. I could ask for one of them or both of them. And then I'm just going to go ahead and type the note. I'm going to say, hi, I have all of your other documents. Thank you so much for sending them. I am sorry you didn't ask before, but I need to show your down payment and I require 90 days worth of past history under the bank rules. And I could get into OSFI and all those things of really where those rules come in, but it's anti corruption laws really is what it is. And then I'm going to go ahead and talk about what it is. So a statement, just because this is probably one of the most common documents that I see with mistakes. So a statement contains your account number, your name, and all transactions, including opening and closing balances. Please let me know if you have any questions. Bingo, bango, dongo. And again, you'll see that's the only document that we're requesting. They have an opportunity to upload it to our portal. Again, secure portal. And again, it's got my signature as well. So I'll go ahead and hit send. And that's gone directly out to the client. We're going to move forward fast, fast, fast. Our client got it, sent it back to me as fast as they could. But they sent it to me in an email. I go, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? So again, pretty easy. I'm just going to go ahead here. And there's the bank statement. That's where it's supposed to be. And I can actually just take that bank statement from the client and I can drop it right in there. See how that lights up and puts a little box around it? And I'm going to go ahead and put it in there. Problem is though, they sent me a JPEG. And the problem with it's a PNG file, which is still a JPEG. I can view that document, but the problem with it, oops, it's actually a T4. Let's just see if, yeah, there we go. So in this particular case, say this was a bank statement, I can convert it here. See that convert button is there, and I could convert that as a PDF. See how it created it as a PDF? Now here's the thing, good to show you, it's actually not a bank statement. So I'm going to go ahead and delete and remove that document because it's not accurate. I don't need it. And I have the bank statement actually here. All right. And when I open that up, this is a bank statement, again, you know, from the United States, because I pulled it off the internet and it's not real, it's fictitious. But again, it's talking about a term. How long is the statement for? So that's basically 30 days. I would require 3 of these. It's got the client's name, it has their account number, and it has an opening balance and a closing balance. There you go, that's it. If there's large transactions going in and out, we're going to need to explain them, but we'll get into that later in future videos. So there it is. We've now got everything that we need. We've got the down payment and such. You're ready to hop on one of those 10 o'clock calls and take it to the team and see where they're at. Take care. Thanks for jumping in today. Thanks for tuning in. Next time on Brokers Boost, we're going to look at liabilities and credit bureaus.